Have you ever wondered where the concept of God originated? It's a question that has intrigued the human mind for millennia, sparking debates, discussions, and even wars. The term Deus, Latin for God, has its roots deeply embedded in history, with a myriad of meanings and interpretations. It has evolved from representing a general deity in classical Latin to predominantly referring to the Christian God in late Latin. But what's the real story behind this evolution? What transformations did the term undergo? So let's delve into the origin of the term Deus. The word Deus hails from classical Latin, where it was used to denote a general deity. In the grand tapestry of language, Deus played a key role, serving as a term for the divine. But it wasn't the only term. See, in classical Latin, there was a distinction between Deus and Divus or Diva. While Deus was a broad term for a deity of any kind, Divus or Diva was reserved for a figure who had ascended to divinity, a mortal who had somehow become divine. Yet the story of Deus goes even further back, all the way to Proto-Indo-European roots. It's believed to have descended from the concept of Deus. This linguistic thread connects Deus to a host of other words and ideas centered around divinity and gods. But language, like everything else, is subject to the whims of time and change. It evolves, shifts, and adapts to the world around it. And Deus was no exception. It wasn't immune to the ebb and flow of cultural and linguistic change. From a general term for a deity in classical Latin, its usage and meaning would transform over time. However, that's a story for another time. For now, let's appreciate Deus in its original context, as a term encapsulating the divine, the celestial, the godly. A word that, in its simplicity, held a world of meaning and reverence. But as with all things, the term Deus did not stay static. It evolved. With the passage of time and the advent of Christianity, Deus began to transform. As the language of Latin itself evolved, so too did the meaning of Deus. Now, instead of referring to a general deity, it started being used primarily for the Christian God, a shift mirroring the spread of Christianity across the Roman Empire. This evolution of Deus didn't stop there. It gave birth to new terms and concepts that further expanded our understanding of divinity. Deus is the root of words like deity, deism, pandeism, and polytheism. Each of these terms represents a different perspective on the divine, influenced by the cultural, philosophical, and religious shifts of their time. In Cartesian philosophy, the term Deus deceptor emerged, describing the concept of an evil god that seeks to deceive us. This philosophical idea invites us to question the nature of God and our perception of reality. Then we have Deus otiosus, a concept that depicts a creator god who, after creating the world, retires from it. This notion reflects beliefs in which the divine is distant and uninvolved in worldly affairs. Also, there's the idea of Deus absconditus, a hidden god. This concept emphasizes the mystery and unknowability of the divine, a god who is present but concealed from human understanding. Interestingly, Deus also found its way into the battlefield. Nobiscum Deus was a battle cry of the late Roman Empire and the Byzantine Empire. Translating to God with us, it served as a rallying call and a plea for divine favor in the face of conflict. So, from a general deity to the Christian God, from philosophical concepts to battle cries, Deus has come a long way. This journey of Deus is a testament to the fluidity of language and ideas, shaped by the ebbs and flows of history, culture, and belief. The journey of Deus is indeed a fascinating one. Starting as a Latin term for god or deity, it stemmed from the Proto-Indo-European root *deus. In its classical Latin origins, Deus was a general reference to any deity, distinct from divus or diva, which signified a being that had ascended to divinity. As time passed, with the rise of Christianity, Deus began to predominantly denote the Christian God. This evolution is a testament to how language can morph and adapt to societal and cultural changes. From this single term, a plethora of concepts and phrases were born. There's Deus deceptor, a concept from Cartesian philosophy pondering the existence of an evil god intent on deception. Deus otiosus visualizes a creator god who has retired from the world, and Deus absconditus introduces the idea of a hidden god. Nobiscum Deus, a battle cry from the late Roman and Byzantine empires, translates to God with us. Even the name Amadeus hails from Deus, translating to for love of God. So the next time you use the word God, remember, you're invoking a term that has a rich and varied history.